Good afternoon, everybody. And what am I doing? I'm doing what I do best. We are going to talk about the daily chart with the S&P 500. But not only that, we're going to talk about how to make money with the S&P 500 once again. We use put options or call options to make money. One of the things that I'm going to want to be very clear about is the following. We are in a major topping pattern up here with a new 52-week high to start the year out. We already know that. Okay, here's something that I am going to show you. This is an 1850 put on the S&P 500. The close of the S&P 500 is 1852. That means one thing, that these contracts are big players. We own these at 1280, but they paid 23. So who's smarter? Just because they got zeros behind them doesn't make them smarter than you. And we are going to have a correction, and all of my bigger traders that trade these that are SMF certified S&P 500 market makers on both the call and the put. This guy bought 1,000 contracts down here at 23.40, and you had lots of them. That means that these people are betting, and that's what they do. They're betting that we're going to go lower. Well, we are going to go lower, and I'm going to show you why. Not only that, our other MMTs know how many times that we also owned the 1870 put. And we had sold these contracts originally when they were at $48. But we also bought these wholesale today at $20.40. And the today's range on that 1870 put is $8.65. But let me tell you the difference. Look at my pointer over here. The 1850, which is not in the money. Remember, the 1870 is in the money. And that means in the money is, it's in the money because it's 1870, and the S&P did what? The S&P closed right here at 1852. It's not in the money. Now, we own it, but look at the 1870 at $5.20. But look at the 1850 put. It had $11 range versus that. So we had a bigger range, which normally, my friends, for the retail world, is you're going to have the bigger range in the money always. So we know that this side was fixed. We also know that we own that one, and we've been buying and selling this every day. That is the 1870 put, only had 1,200 contracts traded. However, when you take a look at the one at 1850, that was 1260, that had an $11 range, and that put price on the index. And remember, we were wholesale, and these people are spending $1 million and buying above us. Now, here's what we're going to show you about the daily S&P 500. It's going to be very easy. One of the things that we're going to talk about is the top. And we're going to talk about how we had a great correction down here. Once again, it's all on StockMarketFunding.com. Now, we got to a bottom. That was February. And we made another high, which was a carryover of 2013. That's what 2013 did. Always made higher highs. But listen, when we had this pullback right here on the daily, we came up here, and this is a classical reversal. And I'm going to make a lot of money on this S&P 500 on those put options that I told you about in the video. 10 and 20, we're starting to break through it. This is the price channel up here. That's your high. That's your counter rally. And you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days here. That means that the S&P is that normally this time of year, everyone wants a spring rally. I'm sorry. The spring rally happened over here at the beginning of February. And now we are in that seasonality, but guess what? We got to go a lot lower to get that. And I will tell you one thing. We're going to go lower in the S&P, and I've always told people, not to mention the following. One of the things that all of you know that we do extremely well is we always tell people what's going to happen before it happens. And we got lots of analysis on the S&P. All you got to do is go in here, look at the Dow, look at the S&P, look at the trades, and look up who we are. You type in the S&P right here and hit go. If you want a free trial, click on trading, go to free trial. You want to open an account, and we will give you trading capital. Go open the account, sign up right here, read the paperwork. All your questions will be answered in the free day trial. But most importantly is we're going to make a lot of money on this S&P. We made that high, and that counter rally failed. That means that broader equities, they too have been selling off from their intraday highs because the leadership in the S&P 500 are selling down during the day, which is driving this index down. But there's more money to be made here when you want to do a short is to use the S&P 500 index. We are going to go lower, and here's the thing. I'm going to tell you. That means that 1833 is that 50-day simple moving average. The 40-day moving average is 1836. The most important thing now is the 20-day moving average is clearly how they broke down. And we can see that the 20-day moving average is at 1863. And that 20-day, it's broke. It broke. Now watch. This is it. It crossed over. That's an intraday death cross over the 20, and equities were also showing the same thing on all of their time frames on the intraday level now. And you can clearly see that I will point out to you why you and everyone else in the world, this was the highs over here. And this was a high, but when you take the body of these daily movements in here, we sold down heavier here. You could call that a support level right there, but guess what? That was 1875. We've been going down every time we hit it. Doesn't matter when. Every time we hit it, we're going down. Equities are doing the same thing. Equities are hitting their high and they're reversing intraday, every day, all day. Yes, they do come up off of the bottom, but then they roll over and make lower lows. This S&P is going a lot lower, and I am happy to announce to you that we own, once again, the put side because of this. That's the 1870. And our MMTs, the new ones that have been here, they've been having a great time as we've been making these entries. On the 1830 put, 1,900 contracts traded. The wholesale bid was 9, and it's 1580 by 17. Another great contract that we have traded because we know that there is support on the S&P at 1830 with the 1850 and the 1870 puts that are working for us. We make a lot of money. And once again, it's our pleasure to bring it before the fact. It's live, it's here, it's now, and it's everything you want to be. And you know what? You get in that free trial, you get to know us, you watch what we do, you'll be very, very happy. Because why? You haven't been given a bunch of crap that means nothing. That's why. And buying wholesale is the king. And another thing, I'll just be quite honest with you. We have over 5,000 live trades right here every day for multiple years. And we do it for our MMTs. And this is how they learn. And I can tell you that we do it before the fact. Yes, markets are very volatile. Yes, there is a lot of high frequency. Yes, the S&P is ready to go lower. Yes, the S&P 500 puts are going to pay. Yes, they are paying. Yes, they're going to pay more. And we're not done with that correction. And remember, everybody was waiting for what? What are they waiting for? They're waiting for the spring rally. Well, the spring rally happened over here. It already came. It was February. That's the sell-off in January, and there's your spring rally. So basically, we're so overbought again that people are anticipating the very same rally, that we're going to go lower, and the spring rally is going to come at a later date.